Well, I tell you, we're in a lot better mood this week than we were last week. I'm very proud of our team, to say the least. Proud of our coaches, and not as much for the performance tonight, but how they prepared during the week after such a tough defeat. I think back to the press conference on Tuesday, and their coach, he's talking about how he thought their guys played well and different things, and I thought that we just didn't play like we were capable of playing, and we really worked hard this week. And not that we always don't work hard, but what we did this week was the reason we played well tonight. We got off to a fast start for a change. We scored on our first possession. I think it's probably the first time we've done that all season long. Defensively, we had the 3 and out, and then they went down and scored. And then offensively, the first half, they were on fire. The only time that we stalled was when we fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line there at the end of the half. And, and we just had great performances by a lot of guys tonight. I think, anytime they had any momentum, our guys always answered. I think a big play was Doc Whitehead's interception for the touchdown. Any chance I think that they thought they may have had was thwarted at that time. But I'll tell you, I don't know that any of our players would disagree with this, but Walter Powell, man, in that first half, he took the team on his shoulders, and he played like a man possessed. And I'm not an advocate for giving players of the week out and all that kind of stuff, because I don't do it. But if he ain't the player of the week this week, boy, something's wrong with that award, because that guy took a team on his shoulders in that first half, and he played as hard as any player I've ever seen. But defensively, we did our keys, and then probably the most important thing is that we just played hard over there. We gave up, prime example, we gave up a deep post pass there early on, and Darius Buck, he knows you can't give up the inside when we're playing that coverage. We talk about it every day, and he did. But he didn't give up. He stripped the ball, and then and Skinner, made a great return. And, and again, those are just swings in the game that hasn't been going our way, and tonight it did, and you saw what happened. So, again, very proud of the team, very proud of the effort, but more importantly, I'm proud of the preparation that we put in and that's what made tonight happen.
Who gets the game ball, your offensive coordinator or your defensive coordinator?
Well, I don't give game balls. I still, it's a team effort. You're not going to trick me into that one. But our special teams played well. We gave up that one kick return that was disappointing. But we played good, set the tone early in the game there. I just thought we had a good plan. And again, I go back. Our coaches are the leaders of the team, and it all started, Tuesday when we showed up to practice. And those guys, man, we worked hard this week, and it paid big dividends for us tonight.
Could you have drawn up those opening drives any better? Keeping them, pinning them right there on the goal line and scoring in 36 seconds.
No, we needed something good to go our way, and it did. It did, and it was just good to see, man. We played with a lot of emotion throughout the course of the ball game, and we had a couple lulls in the action that we got to work on. We're not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, that start was definitely was big for us.
Coach, is it safe to say that Walter Powell's locked up at return position?
Well, he's got to go back and retain it this week at practice. But yeah, he's a guy back there that he just loves to play the game. Anything, I've said it on my radio show and different things. I mean, what you see out there on the game day, I see that every day at practice. And he's a tremendous competitor. I mean, he practices as hard or maybe even harder than he plays in the game, and I think that's the reason he's so explosive, and I think that's the reason that he gets so many balls that go his way, just because of how he trains each and every day.
Did you see that he may have had a chip on his shoulder with all the attention Rogers was getting this week?
I don't know. I didn't ever talk to him about it. He always plays with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he's always got something to prove, and that's what the great ones do. They play every day with something to prove, and that's just the type of player that he is.
You talk about Rodgers and being able to limit him.
Yeah, I tell you, we did a good job. I don't know if he was hampered by the injury or whatnot, but boy, at pregame, he's about as pretty a looking receiver as that I've ever seen, and that goes back to my SEC days. I mean, he's a monster, but we really did a good job. We had a good game plan for him. We doubled him a couple times, and on that one, they had a long touchdown run there going towards the scoreboard, I think, there in the second quarter. And, part of that was we were doubling Rodgers, and we got out of there a little soon. You double a guy, you give up a little something. But, boy, we really held him into check and didn't give up any big plays to that guy. And I think that was a big key to our success on defense.
The defensive line, I mean, is that one of the biggest differences from last week to this week?
Yeah, well, we got some pressure on the quarterback. For the most part, we stopped the run. We gave up some, but they're a good offense. I mean, those guys are good. They got a good offense, and we were able to hit the quarterback a little bit, get a little pressure, got a couple big sacks, and that's something that we wasn't able to do last week.
And able to protect Casey fairly well.
Yeah, we did a really good job, and and just as importantly, we were able to really run the football well, and and our running backs played great. Brady, he's just solid, and he made some big runs. I mean, some of those runs he made were really good runs for the touchdowns, and then Jamal, I thought he practiced. He's starting to come into his own. He's starting to get in shape. He's learning what to do. Coach Dawkins feels more comfortable putting him in the game because he's got a better feel of what's expected out of him. And I told him before the game that I really thought tonight he would have a 100-yard night just by the way he practiced this week, and sure enough, he did. And I think. On some of those runs he made, he showed the speed that he has and elusiveness. And tonight, I was talking to John before we came over here, and we scored most points we have all season, and the big thing was we had a lot of explosive plays. We had a lot of big plays, and that's something that we hadn't had this season. We've run a lot of plays, we've scored a lot of points, but boy, seems like we've had to just grind them out. Tonight, boy, we hit some big plays, and I just, again, just proud of the guys because that defeat we had last week, man, that was a tough one. That may have been one of the toughest ones I've had in a long time, and for our guys to come out tonight and play like they did, I'm proud of them.
How many stairs did they have to run and come out with 0 penalties tonight?
Well, they didn't have to run any. It goes back to focus and discipline, and we talked last week, base football, stay on sides. And I did at the end of the game, I was thinking to myself, man, we hadn't had very many penalties tonight. And it just goes to if you prepare well, you work hard, and you focus on the task at hand, man, good things are going to happen to you. And that was a big thing. We did not, we didn't hurt ourselves as much as we have in the past couple games. No, we didn't. No. Hey, it's just, you got to go out there and you got to. No, you're right. We didn't do any of that. That's a hard thing to do. When we go on the field, we try to make it important. We try to make it worthwhile, and there is a time and place for those things, but it wasn't this week.
Coach had all the running backs. We didn't see much of Jordan Morrow tonight.
Well, I took may have been your advice a few weeks back. I moved him to wide receiver, the thing is, Brady's been playing very well, and then Jamal, boy, he really had a great game, and boy, it's hard to rep 3 running backs back there. It's hard to take away. I mean, all of them are good players, so we went ahead and bit the bullet a little bit and moved Morrow out wide. We didn't get him as many touches as I would have liked to, but as the way the game played out, it just never, the ball just never really seemed to go his way. But he's still learning a little bit out there, so we kind of limited his reps a little bit tonight. But one thing he did do a wonderful job is he did great on the punt rush team. We moved him to the front line, and I think that had a lot to do with some of that great return Walter had.